Joanne Clifton, dancer, actress, singer, TV presenter, and winner of the 2016 Strictly Come Dancing Glitter Ball. Welcome, and how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I hope you're well and keeping safe. I'll just mention there, you said the winner of the 2016 Glitter Ball. Yes, I'd like to add on the fact that my brother was second that year.
Good for I've forgotten that actually, that he was second. Oh, wow. So how are you coping?
Yeah, good. I mean, you know, you get by. You do get by. You get used to it. And the thing is, I'm lucky enough to be sharing a house with my best mate, and we make schedules. We do lots of, because we're both in musical theatre. We practice singing. We've taken up new hobbies. I'm trying to learn the ukulele. Lots of binge watching on Netflix. I've been teaching Italian on Instagram to her, but letting people join in. We've been doing lots of workouts. So, yeah, it's interesting, but we'll get through it. It's good.
Yeah, so I interrupted. You trained actually in Italy, didn't you? So are you fluent in Italian?
Yeah, I trained and lived there for 14 years. I went over when I was 16 and I came back when I was 30 to do Strictly. God. Yeah, so I am fluent. There are some videos on my Instagram of me speaking English, but I'm speaking a little bit like this because I lived in Italy so long. So my Grimsby accent was like, what?
Oh, I think that's quite, I would actually swap. I'm not being disloyal, we both come from Grimsby and I love it, but I think on balance I would swap a Grimsby accent for an Italian one. Yeah.
Would you?
Given the choice. Of course, you are from a dancing dynasty. There's Kevin and your mum and dad as well, who taught you in Waltham. I lived very near Waltham, and I did go to ballet school, but not to your mum and dad.
Where did you go?
I went to a lovely teacher called Penny Smith, actually.
Oh,
yeah, she was very good indeed, but obviously she was more ballet orientated rather than ballroom, which I know you.
I did a little bit of ballet. I went to Pat Yarborough's, but I gave it up because I was one of them kids with a really arched back, so the stomach goes out a bit, and somebody called me the pregnant slug, so I gave up.
That's very nice, isn't it? No, well, I think obviously your path lay in ballroom dancing. What I'm interested in is, are there any sort of nuggets of wisdom, mottos for life, pearls of wisdom, in fact, that you would like to share with us that have really helped you, advice you've been given that's really stood you in good stead?
Yeah, I actually have two. One is for my performing and how I perform, whether it's dancing, singing, acting, musicals, whatever, acting for film or whatever. And one is just life in general. So I'll start with the performing one. Okay. And it was, so Kevin and I, my brother and I, were taught by my dad since we were very, very little. And one of the things he said to us from very, very early on was, if you can't move an audience member to tears in a rumba, then you haven't done a rumba. Meaning, you could be technically perfect, and this is in all aspects of performing for me, and I still live by that when I go on stage in musicals and stuff. You can be technically brilliant, but if you haven't got the ability to have that, to make someone feel an emotion when you're doing it, then you haven't done your job.
Wow.
That one from your dad.
That's really good from your dad. Yes, because if you touch somebody, if with your heart and it reaches their heart, the risk of sounding a bit plonky, but it's all about being connected, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think I remember when we first went as a family, I think it was either Cats or Joseph, but we did see both. That was like the first musicals that we saw. And I remember that was the feeling that I had even as a child. The actors and the performers were able to make me feel something. So yeah, that's what I live by now. Even when I'm on stage acting or singing, if I can give them a kind of emotion, then I've done my job. If they're just watching just me just singing, then I haven't done it right.
Clever dad. And what's your other pearl of wisdom?
Well, it sounds a bit boring, really, but I think who really drilled it into me was my Italian coach when I was training over in Italy. And his was more about the training. but I apply it to everything. And it's kind of basically, you reap what you sow, what you put into life, you get out of it. And I absolutely live by that, because he would always drill into us, like, obviously the more training you do, the more results you're going to get, and the quicker you do it, the quicker you'll get results. So that, you know, it seems pretty obvious, but if you use that in life as well, like I do, you know, if you're nice to people, people will be nice back to you. If you work hard at something, you will eventually at some point see the results. Absolutely. If you are horrible to someone, at some point in your life, I feel like you get paid back for that. So for example, in primary school, I was a little bit horrible only once to one girl. I always remember it. And then in secondary school, I did get bullied for a short while. And I think, like, whatever you put into, like, you will get back at some point.
Sorry.
Even when you are, you know, even when it's in your career and things get hard, but you keep going. Like now, for example, like my manager and everything is, and my agent give me homework to research, like, actresses and directors and producers and just people in the industry. And then I have to watch actresses that have gone from musicals, theatre into TV and stuff. And I have to do all this research and keep a book and write it down and read plays. And people laugh at me for that. But I'm thinking, do you know what? At some point in my life, the more work I'm doing for it, the more I'm going to get back from that.
You are building up such good karma. I totally get what you say. It is all about cause and effect. I've been a Buddhist now for 35 years. And it is absolutely all about cause and effect. And, you know, you might not see the effects of a good cause immediately, but you will. Equally, you do bad things, you'll build up, you know, bad karma. It really is. It's quite a strict law of the universe. Yeah,
exactly. I'm a full believer in that, in every aspect of life, whether it's training or whether it's just how you are as a person.
Yeah. And what you're learning in this downtime, if you like, will stand you in such good stead in the future, whether you're singing or acting or whatever you're doing. Talking of which, I know you finished playing Janet in Rocky Horror Show at the end of last year. What's in the pipeline for when things return? Sorry, I'm not looking at the mic. What's in the pipeline for when things return to normal for you? Which, of course, they will. They will.
Yeah, well, they definitely will. Well, luckily for us, I mean, I know it's been really hard for, like, the theatre industry, the performing industry. A lot of people have lost their jobs. Luckily, I'm really grateful that we had Burn the Floor, which should have been on now, which is a show with my brother, and it's basically it's a dance. Burn the Floor is a ballroom and Latin dance show, but we're headlining it and calling it Anything You Can Do. Burn the Floor does Anything You Can Do, and it's basically sibling rivalry between me and my, not only dance-wise, but also singing-wise. You know, we'll talk on the mic and have a little go at each other and just see who's best, really, which is me.
Yeah, well, I know you can sing.
I've been performed rather than cancelled. I'm really lucky. So as soon as everything turns back or comes back to the way it was, then that's going to go ahead.
Wow, I know you can sing beautifully, but can Kevin?
Kelly's all right, you know, he's all right. He's got a lot to learn, I think.
Joanne, a girl after my own heart, thank you so much for speaking to me today, and I wish you really good luck, and Kevin, with Burn the Floor. You win every show, and and stay safe and well, darling. Thank you ever so much for joining.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Take care.